Well, hello, Garden City. There we are. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing pretty good, Kerry,
Good, good, good.
considering everything. I'm supporting the local car dealerships,
Well,
repair shops.
we'll get into that later. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. This is episode number 574 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It is Thursday, April 28th, 2022. We're so happy you could be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Kerry. Also joining me tonight, my co-host, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
Doing well. I found my shades, and we're going to need them. So enjoy the sunshine.
I like that.
Yeah,
Let's find the warmth. That's what we need.
I know,
it's
right?
coming.
We can't have one without the other, right?
Yeah.
The warmth is coming.
Hey, also former Garden City councilman and current president of the Garden City Kiwanis, Mr. Mike Jones. What's up, sir? You doing all right?
I'm doing good, Kerry, considering everything.
Good, good. So tonight we are excited to have with us Mr. Walter Epps, who is the candidate for Wayne County Sheriff. Mr. Epps will be here shortly to introduce himself to you. We'll also find out why he decided to run at this time, what plans he has to improve the sheriff department, and much more. So we hope that you'll stay tuned for that. But first up, meteorologist Dr. Tom will be here with the latest weather forecast for you. We'll find out where the warmth has went. And then a little later, Mike, you're going to close out the show with some community announcements. You're going to want
Yes,
to
sir.
stick around for that. So grab your favorite beverage or snack, and we hope that you'll join us for the next hour or so. Should be another good one for you. Just a quick reminder to mark your calendars for these upcoming shows. On May 19th, Mr. Jerry Thorne from Party Animal Travel is going to be here.
Oh, nice.
He's going to discuss the upcoming vacation season, all the do's and don'ts. And one lucky viewer is going to win a trip to the Arts, Beats, and Eats Festival on Labor Day weekend. So be sure
Nice.
to tune in to win. Yeah. And then on May 26th, Kim Pianco from American Therapy Centers in Westland is going to be here. I am actually going to her now for pulmonary therapy, and they do a great job, her and her staff. She'll talk about what they have to offer and even some employment opportunities as well. So get those calendars marked. Those are going to be some good shows. Now, tonight, if you have any questions or comments for our guests and you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, please go ahead and put them in the comments section and we'll do our best to get them on the screen for you. You can also text your questions to 734-788-9319. We also want to take a minute to say thank you to all of you who listen and support us every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We really appreciate your support, and we'll always continue to promote our community and yours. Reminder, if your community or organization has any events, announcements, or cancellations that you would like to get out to our listeners, what should they do, Mike?
Oh, I suggest they email us, Kerry.
Exactly. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/gcchat. And Mike will be more than happy to pass that information along as well. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
let's get Dapper Tom in here now, and then we're going to spend some time chatting with our special guest, Wayne County Sheriff candidate, Mr. Walter Epps. So stand by for Tom. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. So we're going to warm up any, sir?
Yeah.
Just a little bit each and every day. It's a gradual
Yay.
process, but we're getting there. And yeah, we definitely need to warm things up because especially this morning, it was a cold morning out there. If you're an early bird, and there was frost out there. Temperatures were in the 20s. Yeah, we are definitely going to have been in the chill the last few days. And we're going to get, like I said, slowly back into some milder air. But before that, we have one more cold night ahead for us. We're going to see temperatures for the third straight night with temperatures freezing. So we're going to see another cold night out there with temperatures around freezing.
Mm,
And
yeah.
this will be hopefully our last colder night of the season. I don't really see any
Mm.
at this time, but it's Michigan, and it can always sneak up on us this time of year. But after tonight's cold night, we're going to see another pretty nice day tomorrow. We're going to see a little bit more cloud cover than we did today with the system starting to approach us, but we're going to still see temperatures pretty mild. They got into the 50s today. We're going to probably get right around 60 tomorrow. So
Okay.
we're getting there, Kerry. We're getting a little bit warmer each and every day.
Mhm.
And then as we get into the weekend, we're going to have a milder weekend for sure. We're going to see temperatures on Saturday. Again, well into the 60s as we get into Saturday, and Saturday appears to be overall a dry day. I don't really see any problems on Saturday, but a lot more cloud cover will build in throughout the day on Saturday, and then our system begins to move in on Saturday night. So the rain will move back into our area overnight on Saturday and into early Sunday, and we're going to see kind of rain continuing a little bit on and off early on Sunday. And then kind of things drying out a little bit. And with that drying out, we're going to see those temperatures increase again. We'll probably see temperatures into the upper 60s to right around 70 on Sunday after the rain comes out and we get a little bit of a wind shift, and the system will be moving out, and we're going to see kind of a last shot of milder air moving in on Sunday with temperatures approaching 70. So a little bit of rain over the weekend, overnight on Saturday and into early Sunday morning, and then winding down by the afternoon. And then I kind of see, like I said, a milder day for the afternoon hours. So enjoy that. And then as we get into next week, we're going to continue to see overall a trend of continuous moderating temperatures, but nothing too crazy like the past weekend where we saw temperatures in the 80s. We're not going to see that again, probably for a couple of months, hopefully, unless you're Richard and you want it back immediately. I'm not one that likes the heat, especially extreme heat, but some people do, and I get it.
Yeah.
But we're going to be mild again next week. We're probably going to see temperatures in the 60s all of next week. So that's much more milder and trend. And overnight lows aren't going to be as cold. We'll probably see lows in the 40s. So that's kind of going to be the temperature calling card as we get into next week. So a milder next week. And rain chances will be there next week as well. We'll probably see them sprinkled into each day, probably mainly on Tuesday and into Thursday. So there's going to be a couple days next week where we'll see a little bit of rain mixing in with this milder air. But there will be a lot of dry time as well next week. And we're definitely going to be enjoying that because some of those temperatures, like I said, will be into the 60s. And some of the days, especially on Tuesday, will be approaching 70. So we're definitely going to be enjoying the milder air next week because, like I've been saying, especially this morning, if you're not a cold lover,
it was cold.
Was not good.
Very cold.
It was a cold morning, yes, for sure. So that's overall our weather for us as we, dare I say, get into May. I mean, we're already talking about the month of May, and the milder temperatures as I look into May are going to continue. They're probably going to get into the lower 70s as we get into the first and second week of May. And I don't really see them getting any higher than that at this time. So we'll take it. At least it's no white stuff coming out of the sky. I know we had a little white stuff in a form this morning, but that was in the form of frost. But we'll definitely be liking it. But this is the time of year where we get a gradual increase in temperatures. You're not going to just flip the switch and we're going to get there. So be patient if you want some warmer weather. But I'm working on it. I know people got spoiled last weekend with that warm weather. Quickly talking about some other weather going on across the country. It's been fairly busy, especially across the southern United States and the plains, again, with rounds of storms moving through and rounds of severe weather. And that's going to continue as we get into the next few days. Parts of the West are continuing to see a lot of dry conditions. Some of the places are dealing with wildfires as well, which is something we've been talking about for quite a while. And across the north, across the northern United States, connecting to the Canadian border, there's actually a lot of flooding going on right now. So we have it all for you. This is in the North Dakota and Minnesota region, which always floods this time of year, and they deal with that every year. So we're dealing with floods, severe weather, drought, and a nice day in Michigan. So that's why we're here in Michigan. We don't really deal with too much crazy weather this time of year, but it can be. And at this time, I don't see any severe weather that we're going to be dealing with. So enjoy that. Just some rounds of rain moving through over the next week or so. So if you want to keep tuned to any of my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated as we gradually increase the thermostat each and every day with some hotter air coming in.
All right. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to it. All right. Let's see. We got some people in there. We got to give a shout out to Preacher Jim's in there. How you doing, Preacher? Sherry Lynn Bauer, Denise Stabley, who is a candidate for city council. She is joining us from sunny Florida, Mike.
Yeah.
Mark Mukovitz is in there. Councilwoman Stacy Karafotis is in there. How you doing? Opal Loveland's in there. Hi, Opal, from Prestige Eyewear in Garden City. Emmy Thren is in there, says she's watching from Central Michigan. Heavy frost up here this morning. Yeah, there was a lot of frost out here this morning, too. Councilman Brian Earl is in there. He says, bring on the baseball weather, Tom. Nora Fix is in there. How you doing, Nora? Ms. Nett Lloyd is in there. How are you? William Werhan, Ed Wilhite from Hogg's Backyard Barbecue. How you doing, Ed?
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, that is some good food right there. Well, thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, once again, put them in the comments section or any comments. We would appreciate it. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight, Walter L. Epps. He was born and raised in the city of Detroit and a product of Detroit Public Schools. He received both his bachelor's and accounting and MBA with accounting accreditation. He has been a civil servant in leadership roles most of his adult life, retiring from the Wayne County Sheriff's Department after a distinguished career. While serving the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, he graduated from the FBI National Academy. Walter Epps currently serves as an officer for the United States Navy Reserve, a fellow Swabie. How about that? I love it. Honorably accepted and currently enrolled in the prestigious United States Navy War College. Please welcome Wayne County Sheriff candidate, Mr. Walter Epps. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Hey, Kerry, how you doing there? Hey, Mike.
I'm telling you, that's quite a resume, sir.
Well, thanks. I'll tell you what, Kerry, when you were reading it off, I had to look around and say, who is he talking about?
You're too modest.
Well, thank you so much for being here tonight and taking the time, okay?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into some of the nitty-gritty, all right?
Okay. And I'll tell you what, Kerry, you did pretty good with the opening there. But so going back a little bit, I right after high school, I attended Wayne State University. I started my college education at Wayne State.
Mm-hmm.
And after my first year of college, I joined the Navy. So I joined the Navy. I enlisted into the Navy.
Yeah, I did too.
And you know what? Awesome, Kerry. Brian mentioned that you were a veteran, but not sure if you were Navy. Awesome. I love my Navy men. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
My Navy men and women. So I enlisted into the Navy to help me pay for college, right? And so a few years later, I'm back home. I joined the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, and I worked myself up through the ranks with the Sheriff's Department, from deputy to executive lieutenant, where I worked and ran many of the sheriff's many different units. And that consisted of our narcotics unit, our morality, our SWAT team. I was a commanding officer of one of the commanding officers of our SWAT team, our child rescue unit, fugitive apprehension, and the list goes on, right? Mm-hmm. I've been around in Wayne County. I retired from the Sheriff's Department in 2010. And when I retired, Kerry, to run. Well, when I retired, I made a decision to run for Wayne County Sheriff, and I ran against the great, late great Benny Napoleon. God rest his soul.
Yes. Benny was a great guy.
Yes, definitely. And I'll tell you this, Kerry. After so Benny, you know, he beat the heck out of me, of course. And I talked to Benny.
He did it to a lot of people.
Yes, definitely. Right?
Yeah.
Like, who would run against Benny? But I had a good conversation with Benny afterwards, and he says, "Walt, don't worry about it. I know, you know, you have a lot of vested interest in the sheriff's department. I will take care of it. I'll make sure I take the helm from here, and I'll make you proud." And I really did honor and cherish those words from Benny Napoleon. And up to this point, I you know, I never ran. I never ran until now.
Okay. Well, hey, it's going to be quite an undertaking, that's for sure. 43 communities in Wayne County. It's a big county.
Huge county, a lot of work. And I'll tell you the hardest part, Kerry, is during political season, is campaigning, because me and the team have to hit all 43 communities, right? It's just a busy time.
Wow. Yeah, I
What's
see
your
you
Kansas City?
commented earlier.
Yeah, and Kerry, you mentioned earlier, was this my living room, right?
Yeah.
The during campaign, the vehicle does become my home. I live in the car, right? It's
Yeah.
just always just all over the place.
Right. Yeah. So, Walter, what necessary changes do you see in the department?
Oh, I should have made a list before we started, Kerry. It's really a long list, right? But the two things, right? And most importantly is one is hiring men and women into the sheriff's department. Men and women our deputies are quitting like daily. And I'll give you an example. From January last year through December, January through December 2021, we had the sheriff department experienced more than 100 officers to quit.
Wow.
And this is, and I mean deputies that have 10 plus years who were vested in the sheriff's department.
And Walter, why is that? Is that because the community and law enforcement aren't seeing eye to eye so much anymore?
So
or nobody wants to be a policeman anymore.
So that's why it's difficult to hire people in, right? But when men and women make the decision after working with a department for so long, make the decision to leave, to quit, right? Mm-hmm. They have an invested interest. They're there. Right. They're leaving, Kerry, because of leadership. It's the leadership that's lacking.
Okay.
Is the reason why these men and women are leaving.
So how do you feel about the current conditions in the department?
So they're atrocious, right? So we just talked about the deputies leaving. So you can imagine that the morale is just low. The morale is just is horrible. And I'll tell you this: looking from the outside, looking in, what the current administration has done to improve the morale is they say, okay, you can wear your uniform. The uniform is just not important anymore. So officers wear gym shoes with their uniform. They grow beards. They grow their hair long, and carry you military men. You know how that's like. That's not the way to build morale, right? That's not the way you build your department.
So wait a minute, build individuality, not a cohesive group.
That's right. And so it's very incohesive, right? Mm-hmm. And then the next point, so it's the morale, but the next point is all the different units that I mentioned earlier. Those units are gone. The sheriff department no longer has those units, and it's because of the experience of the sheriff, right? It's the experience of the leader, right? The Wayne County Sheriff's Department is mandated to do certain functions, and those are our courts, our parks, and our jails. That's what's in the budget, right? Mm-hmm. The other units that I mentioned earlier, those are the sheriff has to be him and his executive staff. They have to be fast forward and searching and securing funding for those necessary units, those very necessary units.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you plan on paying for a lot of these changes? Where's the money going to come from then?
So, and the units that I mentioned, right, the sheriff department is a supporting agency, and we do serve 43 communities. So right now we've lost our narcotics unit. There's no, there's formal narcotics unit, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Narcotics is ran or it survives off the seizures that we make, right? Criminals love to finance the police, they love to keep the police going. So when you have a leadership that understands how that works, you can put together a narcotics unit, right? And again, it works off the funds and the seizures. And then there's other units, like our fugitive apprehension unit or our child rescue units. Those they're state grants. The sheriff department or a sheriff or law enforcement agency can receive a state grants to run those different units. And what's significant about the sheriff's office is, while the sheriff's office does have a child rescue unit, and again that's state funded, it allows other police departments like Garden City, Livonia, and Lincoln Park, it allows their police officers to do their job, to secure their city. So that's one area that the sheriff department can support is in units like that. And whenever I talk about these supporting units, they do just that. They support our 43 communities.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I do have a question here from a viewer who emailed me earlier, and it kind of goes into what you just said. The sheriff department represents 43 communities in Wayne County. Most, if not all, have their own police departments, and we also have the MSP. Why is there a need for the Wayne County Sheriff other than the jail, parks, and courts?
So
and the Detroit police can the Detroit police run the jail? That's also, I'm sorry, that's what they wanted to know.
No. So the jails that's a mandated function by the sheriff's department.
Okay.
The city of Detroit, the Detroit Police Department, they're just like, say, Garden City Police Department. They have their responsibilities to patrol and make our community safe.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the sheriff's department does those supporting elements. And I'll give you an example. Our computer crimes unit, our internet crimes unit. So,
Right.
most departments, like, I don't know another department that has an internet crimes unit, right?
No.
And we target those child predators.
Mm-hmm.
Again, and we do that for all over Wayne County.
Wow.
And in those efforts, we work with Oakland County, Macomb County, Washtenaw, and Monroe, because that web extends outside the county.
Sure.
But it's those units like that the sheriff department actually supports our 43 communities.
Yeah, the individual communities aren't equipped to do that kind of stuff on their own.
Exactly.
They really need the coordination of your office.
Right.
And that is true. So, and when you look at it, right, it's kind of twofold, because the sheriff department, again, we support in that way. So we do support in those in units like that, like the internet crimes. But let's say Garden City PD. So the sheriff's department is not equipped to come in and say run an entire city police agency. We're just not equipped for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would have to, in order for that to happen, and we've done it in the past.
You'd have to have a lot of officers.
Yeah, it's just you have to hire officers. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
So they have their functions and we have ours,
Right.
and we kind of commingle and make it work.
I got a question I'm going to put up here from Opal Loveland. How would you compare your leadership style to that of your opponents? Do you feel that your leadership experience is better?
Definitely, Kerry. And I'll tell you this, and I'm glad you mentioned the opponent. So my opponent is saying I have 39 years of law enforcement experience, 39 years. But what does that translate to, right? So I have 20 years of law enforcement experience. I have 27 years of military experience.
Yes.
I have 20 years of finance and accounting experience, right? And so
Okay.
you roll all that up, and what does it translate to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
Mike,
must
I
be
run it
90
like-
years old.
You do. Yeah.
that's right, Mike. That's a good one.
unless you do what I did and do some of those things concurrently.
Exactly. And so that's what happens, right? It happens concurrently.
Denise Stabley wants to know, Walter, are deputies leaving for employment with other departments or leaving law enforcement in general?
Both. So it's two-sided. It's both. It's
Okay.
a good question. So a lot of the deputies are leaving. A friend of mine, I worked this department with this young lady when she was young, right? And we worked in our vice unit together. And last week she quit. She quit and went to the Warren Police Department. She had 18 years on the job when she quit, gave up her retirement and everything
Ooh,
to start over as a rookie, right?
wow.
And I think everybody that understands how police work, how law enforcement work is, if she doesn't pass her probation or her program, her FTO program, she can
Yeah.
lose her job.
Yeah.
But
Right.
she was willing to give all that up because of the conditions.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. And then you have those that are quitting and saying, "I'm done with it. I'll go over here and do something different. Let me get out of law enforcement altogether."
Mhm.
Yes. So that we're experiencing both.
Okay, I have another one. Mark Mukovitz wants to know, any plans on having deputies patrol Hines Park again?
Ooh, yes. So when we talk about our primary responsibilities, the jails, the courts, and the parks.
Yes.
So Hines Parks, that's the sheriff's department, right?
It's huge,
that's-
Park. It's huge.
Yes. And for years we've done that effectively, right?
Yeah.
On 3 shifts. We had officers on 3 shifts. It was what we did around the clock.
Yeah.
And you just don't have that now. But yes, I definitely plan to do that.
You plan on bringing that back? Okay. Let's see this. This viewer, I don't know much about anyone running for sheriff, so I Googled you and the other candidates. One story said the current sheriff had a history of sexual abuse against women. Is any of that true? If so, how did he get appointed? Did you and the current sheriff ever work together? Wow.
Yes and yes. So I'll tell you the incredible story behind that.
Ooh.
Crazy, right? It's crazy. So and he does have that history. He does have that history.
Oh my gosh.
And believe it or not, there's more to it than just that. There's more to it than just what you see. But
Might as well be transparent, right?
That's right. Just be transparent.
Yes.
And I'll tell you how he got in. The way it works in Wayne County is if an elected position is vacated,
Mhm.
there's the rule is to put together a 3 panel group that makes a decision to put together a selection process.
Mhm.
And this panel is the prosecutor, the Wayne County prosecutor, the clerk, the Wayne County clerk, and it's the probate judge, the chief judge over at the probate court.
Hmm.
There were 14 of us, because I was one of those individuals that interviewed for this position. And I'll tell you, there were some very good candidates. I know a lot of the candidates that interviewed for this position. And I'll tell you this, had one of those other candidates been selected, I probably would not be running now, because we had some good candidates with nice backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
But because of his background, because of his experience, and then going to that last part of that question on how I know him, that question was, have I ever worked with him before? So when that administration first came to the sheriff department, and 6 months before I retired,
Mhm.
Ray was my chief. He was appointed as my chief.
Okay.
I was executive lieutenant within the field operations, and he was the chief of operations over that unit.
Mhm.
It was that entire executive staff was getting to know how the county operated, and I love my brothers in blue. I love the Detroit Police Department, but 95%, if not more, 95% of that executive leadership that came in were all Detroit police officers. So they didn't understand how Wayne County operated,
Wow.
how when we talk about they lost all those units, is because they didn't have that background, that experience that me and a lot of the men and women that are helping me with my campaign, they didn't have that background.
Right.
So I go to Ray's office, the current sheriff, and I had a package put together, and I says, hey, this is how this works. This is how the sheriff's department differs from the city of Detroit. And he says, well, you know what? We're going in a different direction. The sheriff wants to go in a different direction, so we'll do things a little differently. At that point, I knew it was all set for the sheriff's department. I knew it was done. And fast forward to the day, everything is gone. We have no units. There was a time when the sheriff's department, we had 1,600 deputies strong, right?
Wow.
We split from the airport and we went to about 1,100 deputies.
Yeah, the airport, that was big too for you guys.
It was big until they split in the authority, right? Until they split, until the airport separated and they have their own authority now. So about 400 or 500 deputies went to the airport. And then at 1,100 that were remaining, right, we still had plenty of deputies to do our bidding. Currently, there's less than 500 deputies left.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yes, currently less than 500. And I'll tell you, they're short more than 300 deputies.
And
And
that's way understaffed.
and it causes, I'll tell you this, that's why men and women are quitting now, because it creates a very dangerous situation for
Stressful.
most deputies and the inmates, because the inmates are not properly being supervised. So it's very dangerous working those jails.
Yeah. Wow. All right, Walter, we got some more here. A lot of questions. Emmy wants to know, thank you for your explanation of how the sheriff departments work in conjunction with the different communities, police departments. You know, that's another thing. You know, Detroit isn't the only community in Wayne County. Like you said, there's 43, you know, and you got to try and cover all of them.
Kerry, I'll tell you this, and you bringing out some very good points. So I was at Wyandotte Democratic Club, right?
Yeah.
And my opponent, he was there and he was speaking, and a young lady asked, she says, and she was so adamant about it, she says, can you give us an example of what you're doing in the sheriff's department right now? And he went to explain whatever he explained, and she says, no, I want to hear an example. And he tried to explain it again, and she yelled it again. I want to hear an example of an example that he used was what the Detroit Police Department was doing. And I couldn't believe it. So, you know, when I went up after him, I ate him up on that, right? There's 43 communities out here. 43, right? Yeah. So, and you know what? I tell you this, and in his defense, right? I'll go in his defense with this. When he talks about 39 years of police experience, most of that has been with the Detroit Police Department. So he's bringing that over to the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, and it just doesn't translate.
No.
Yeah, it just doesn't come over that smooth.
No. Here's one here. Other elected officials do not attend our council meetings. If elected, will you be involved in Garden City? Absolutely, you will.
Yes. And I'll tell you this, Kerry. Yes, I'll tell you this, Kerry. My plan, right? Because I thought this happened anyway, right? I thought this was just what we did in politics, right? I plan to have someone on my staff that represents those communities at all times. Somebody from out west, downriver, the points, somebody who represents those communities on my staff. So you will have a face in Wayne County all the time. That's
good.
Yeah.
We like to hear that. Council, what's Mike?
Yeah, seems like every council meeting, one item on the agenda is comments from elected officials, and there's never anybody there.
Not a state rep, not a state senator, not even anyone from their office. Not good. And I know that really
or a
gets quiet.
congressperson.
Yeah, and we should have that. The city council meetings. That's where we get a lot of information come out of the city council meetings.
Yes.
We learn how the citizens feel. of the
Right.
decisions that the council are making and how it affects the rest of us, and how we could be a part of that, how we could help and be a part of that.
Councilwoman Karafotis, if elected, are you going to build the sheriff's department back up again? Are you going?
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going
Yes.
to do?
Lot of work. That's a lot of work. And yes, I do plan to. That's one of my main objectives. And what I plan to do is to bring men and women who has prior experience with the sheriff's department with me, right? To come back in so that we could build these units up. But I'll tell you, I know a lot of people are saying, well, how do you get men and women interested in law enforcement? How are you going to hire people in? Because that's a challenge.
It is.
It is a big challenge, especially
It's huge.
nowadays.
Especially now.
Yeah.
So 2 things, right? One, we do have to face with the community. Law enforcement has to be bridged with the community. So my plan is one of reform, right? We have defined, when I say we, I mean me and the guys that I'm working with on my campaign. We have defined our definition of reform that I think works with the community, and I can get into that a little bit. But our plan is this, guys, is in the second phase of this election, and the second phase is after we win August 2nd. In the second phase is when we plan to work with a lot of the VA organizations, the veterans organizations around the county, starting with them, right? And our plan is to, when we walk in the door in January, is to bring at a minimum 150 viable applicants with us, starting with veterans and their families, and then working outward.
Yeah. I got one here that's emailed, and this was bound to come up. As a former law enforcement officer, how do you feel when you hear defund the police?
Definitely not, right? I mean, I like to use this example, right? And you can Google this. And this was in Washington, the state of Washington. What's the big city in Washington? Seattle.
Okay.
So a group up there, right?
Yeah.
Who are saying defund the police, they're going that.
That's kind of where it originated, I think.
Up in DC?
Yeah, I think so. No, in Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah.
So this group was able to convince the I don't know, maybe it was a big trick. They was able to convince the mayor and the city council to say, okay, we'll take the police out of the police department. We'll move the police out. You and your group can take that building.
Yes.
It's still city. Have you heard of this one, Kerry?
Oh, I remember.
Yes. And they said, so they were going to remove the police, and it says, so take care of whatever you need. We'll still pay the bills. It's a government building.
Yeah.
And the citizens went crazy about that. The voting public went crazy. Like, no, you will not remove our police department. No. So that's the group that's running around saying defund the police. They represent a small portion of reality, right? Or that non-reality.
Yeah.
No, there is no defund the police. We if we did anything like that, you'll see less police officers, less officers on the street.
Anarchy.
That's not what the people want.
No.
That's not what the people want. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Granted, there has to
people want-
be reform. I do see that. Our officers, they're not psychiatrists and they can't work, they're not doctors. You need those social workers and that on board too.
And I'll tell you this, the Wayne County social worker program has always been as such, where we have 2 or 3 social workers assigned to the jails, and all they do is update phone list and visiting lists, right?
Yes.
Well, our plan is to really put together a dynamic program for our social workers, right? To and when I talked about reform earlier, our definition of reform is when men and women are detained in the Wayne County Jail. That is the best opportunity for the sheriff to provide services to these individuals, and this is for mental health, for drug abuse problems, even underemployment and no employment, right?
Yes.
And then when they're released, these programs will follow them, and they could be successful. It gives a greater chance for them to be successful when they release.
Right. Hopefully rehabilitate them.
Yes. Rehabilitation. Yes.
Yes. I got another one. Is this one that was discontinued, the Mounted Horse Patrol in Hines Park?
So you know what? My short answer is yes, but from what I'm hearing, they still have a couple of officers over there because remember that's the budget. The park patrol is in the sheriff's budget,
Okay.
so they have to at least give some kind of face that they're running at. But the way it used to be, the way it was, those days are gone.
Ryan Earl. Right now, there are only 2 deputies patrolling the parks, one on days and one on afternoons. Wow.
So how effective could the law enforcement be?
It
Which is
isn't. It isn't.
Some of those problems are at night when there's no deputy on door.
Jeez. Oh, Pete.
Exactly.
Wow.
Which means the communities have to go out and support those parks.
Yeah.
And it just takes away from their staff.
Councilwoman says, "Oh my God, that's ridiculous. We need more sheriffs." Yes, absolutely. You know, Walter, I want to share your website here. There's a lot of good information that people can go to. You can comment on it here. Let me get that up. I'm going to bring it up.
Got it. It's up.
There it is. This is your website.
Mm-hmm.
Here is a list of all 43 communities, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
It is.
You
know what, Kerry? I always, when I talk to people, I say, well, if you include Wayne State, that's 44 communities, because they do have their own police force, and they don't have their own community.
I also have now. If people want to see your plan, here's your plan. This is really what they need to see. Look at this
right there, Kerry.
Look at this. Come on, people. You want to read all about it. Look at this. I mean, he puts it right out there. I mean, you can't be any more transparent.
It's right there, Kerry.
Why you're running.
Yes.
Let's face the facts. Let me tell you, I did a little research on this too, and there's a lot of good information on here.
Yes, thanks. I appreciate that, Kerry. I'll tell you this too, and I am throwing some blows with this one. So my competition, he got wind of my plan, right? And now his team is saying, well, we're already doing that. We're doing those things. We're doing that. But what you'll see in my plan is a plan that will reduce recidivism, that works to fix people, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, if somebody has a drug addiction problem, we want to help them while they're in jail. And then when they release, those programs follow them. So we don't just release them into the communities just to recidivate and come back to the jails.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Garden City Mayor Randy Walker says hello. He's in there.
Hey, Randy, how you doing there? Hello.
Opal has another comment. What is the biggest challenge facing your men and women with their boots on the ground?
So it is that, I'll tell you this, when you say boots on the ground, it is that relationship with the public. It is. So we do have to build that up, right?
Yep. The community relations. Yep.
Yes, we got to build that up. And this is what I've been saying through my campaign, and you'll see it on my website as well, is the police are the community and the community are the police. We are one and the same. We live in the communities that we patrol and make safe.
Hey, they're your eyes and ears too, right?
Yes, definitely.
I mean, you see something, say something. We always say that on this show.
That's right. And you'll see my motto is together we can.
Yes.
Good.
Yep. And that includes everybody.
All right. One more here before I let you go. Is the funding there to hire additional deputies to bring the department back to what it was? Ooh. That'll take some time.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you this. So remember, the sheriff department they're short 300 officers. So those budgeted positions are there. The sheriff is just having a hard time filling those positions.
Yes.
But once we fill those positions, and we can operate, I guess you could say, when we can operate on board and on a level, then we can start creating those other positions to build up those other units, to build up the sheriff department to what it was again.
Well, I hope so. I really do. Hey, and just a quick note here. My son, Aiden Hutchinson was drafted number 2 by the Detroit.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that the Lions that will have a little luck this year?
Let me tell you, the world's on that kid's shoulders right now. Let me tell you.
Definitely.
Oh boy.
And I'll admit the Lions is my favorite team.
Yeah. You know, we're diehard Lions fans too.
That's right.
You
That's
just get
Yeah. Hey, the Lions will probably be good. They've only been struggling for 6 decades.
yeah. Rebuilding
right.
for 6 decades.
Rebuilding. 6 decades of rebuilding.
That's right. That's
Right, Brian.
Walter Epps, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciated it. And I think we found out a lot about you. You answered a lot of tough questions. And best of luck to you in the primary, and come back anytime.
Will do. Thanks to you both. Thanks to all your viewers. I really appreciate everybody. And we will win this.
All right.
Good.
Well, we had some good questions from our viewers, that's for sure.
Yes.
And you answered them all. And
Yes, thank you.
I sure hope you can get in there and make the changes that are so desperately needed.
That's right. And we will, Kerry.
And tell your coach next to you goodbye.
Will do. Will do.
All right.
All right, guys.
See ya. Good
All
night.
right.
Oh, what a nice guy, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, he is. He
A
answered.
breath of fresh air.
Yes, really. All right. Let me see. I think I got some more information. Yeah, the primary is August 2nd. And you can contact Mr. Epps by emailing him at walterepsforsheriff@gmail.com. And also his website, waltereppsforsheriff.com. A lot of great information over there. You can also make a donation if you do want to do that. He will take contributions. All right. A lot of people in there tonight. You guys had some great questions. Really.
Yeah.
Wanda Jackson, she just popped in. And, let's see. Miss Net, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Miss Net Lloyd. Thank you. First time viewer, I would imagine. I hope you come back. Garden City Fire Chief Kathy Harmon's in there as well. Mayor Randy Walker is in there. A lot of great people in there watching. Let's see who else we got. Crystal Williams, Derek Parton, Emmy Thren, a lot of them. Really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. I just want to mention, if you are a small business owner and you would like to feature your business on our show, please contact us either by email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page. We are here for you and would love to have you on the show and be a part of promoting your business for you. It might also be a great idea for you to contact the Garden City Business Alliance, who is the Chamber of Garden City, and you go to their website at gardencitybusinessalliance.org. Also, the next city council meeting will be Monday, May 9th, 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These council meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well.
Yeah. We had a lot of concerns voiced Monday night,
Oh, it was packed.
mostly about sidewalks. We probably had 60 people there.
Yeah, I think it's standing room only, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, you ready, Mike? Let's get to
I'm
the
ready.
comments coming up. Stand by.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day
Time for
when you make me cry. Say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die.
All right. Good job.
What you got, Gary?
All right, here's the first one.
Spring cleanup. Westland Historic Village Park, 857 North Wayne Road, will take place 2 days from now, Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, you can go to whv66@gmail.com. The rain date is May 7th.
Yep.
Pizza will be served at 1 o'clock for the volunteers. Individual families and organizations are welcome.
It's almost like a Make a Senior Smile, but it's a cleanup for the Historical Museum.
Okay, cardio drumming, ages 13 and up, $5 for drop-in at the Maplewood Gym, Wednesdays, 6 to 7 p.m. Bring your own set of ball, base, and sticks, or rent a set for $5, or purchase one for $30. Yoga, Monday at 5 p.m., Thursday at 5:45 at the Maplewood Community Center. You can get punch cards, $24 for a resident, $32 for non-residents. Drop-ins are $6.
Yep.
Kids craft kits will temporarily be on hold until mid-June. We're preparing oceans of fun kits and activities for summer reading program at the Garden City Public Library.
Yeah, we're all getting voter registration cards, new ones.
Okay, yeah, new voter ID card. Yeah, the city clerk announced that Monday night. Will be sent to every registered voter in the city. The final redistricting maps were approved for the state of Michigan. Part of this process did change the boundaries and district numbers of the representatives that serve Garden City residents. A new voter ID card will be sent to every registered voter in the city. The card will show the newly assigned district numbers and the precinct number and location. Your precinct numbers and working locations did not change. We are required to send out to all current, active, verified, and challenged voters in the city. If you receive an ID card for someone who does not live at your home, please return the card to the post office.
Yes.
The documentation will be used to create a more accurate voter list for the city. Be on the lookout very soon for your new voter ID cards in the mail. Garden City Family Resource Center sponsoring Summer Unplugged. Registration begins May 2nd.
Yep.
Until, I can't read that, 10 a.m.
Yeah, until full registration.
Until full,
Yeah.
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yep.
Please call for additional times. First come, first served. Registration fee is $50. You can register checks or money orders provided payable to the City of Garden City. Explore outdoors, off electronics, and engaged face-to-face. Acting, art, STEM, smooth, and more. Space is limited. Engage. Starting Tuesday, July 5th. It'll run for 8 weeks, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 to 7:30.
2:30.
10:30 to 2:30.
Yeah.
Youth 5th grade to 8th grade.
Yep.
Bring a lunch and water bottle each day.
Okay.
Maplewood Senior Center Mother's Day celebration will take place next week, Friday, May 6th. It's $20.
Yep.
I'm not sure how many tickets are still available. I
Yeah,
did
we got
email.
ours. Yeah.
I did email and say that Faye and I wanted to go, so I hopefully
Well, you'll get a
reservation.
ticket.
What's that?
You'll get a ticket, and I got a ticket because of the commission, but they have to buy. You got to go online and do it. That's how I had to do it with Cheryl.
Okay.
So
Anyway, it's going to be it's $20 for non-commissioned people, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Live entertainment, catered lunch, giveaways, 50-50 raffle.
yeah, it's a good time.
Yep. Garden City High School project graduation class of 2022 is having a Blackstone and Cooler Fun raffle, $5 per ticket, or 5 tickets for $20. Truly Brewmate back tap with
5 bottles.
5 bottles of cheer is the second prize. Winners will be drawn on May 7th
Yep.
at our sports venue fundraiser.
Yeah, I made a couple stakes on my Blackstone when we had that nice weather. They came out really good.
Nerf Wars, Nerf guns, darts, and eye protection provided. You can bring your own epic Nerf gun, but leave the darts at home. Battle it out with your friends. An epic Nerf battle. This is for ages 7 through 9. It's going to be on May 7th at 11 a.m. at the Maplewood Community Center.
Let me just go back for a minute. It
You want to
doesn't
brag
say-
about the Blackstone?
Oh yeah, May 7th. Yeah. Darcy Earl says that the drawing will be at sports venue on May the 7th. Yep. It says that there. Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure we covered that. Yeah,
We
look what's
did.
back.
Oh, the Neighborhood Watch program is back.
Yeah.
Tuesday, May 10th at 7 p.m. at the Garden City Police Department. Take a bite out of crime.
Yep. I think I'm gonna try and go to that
Good.
if I don't have anything going.
Operation Fire Up, Garden City, in conjunction with Westland Area JCs, which also represents Garden City, on May 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's hosted at the Maplewood Community Center, 31735 Maplewood Street. Sign up at westlandareajcs.org/fireup or email us at board@westlandareajcs.org. Hopefully we'll get more of those 400 or so fire hydrants painted.
Yeah, it's about half done, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Opal had a comment. Judge Jones, we can help you with new glasses if you can't.
But larger print would help on the
Oh, it's funny. Yeah.
Distinguished Young Women of Wayne County's Scholarship Fundraiser Road Rally.
Right.
One team per car, $10 per person, includes prizes and a 50-50 raffle and more. It's going to take place on May 14th at 5:30 p.m. The starting location is Notre Dame Hall,
Oh, yeah.
which is located at 3144 South Wayne Road.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
To register, anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, the Wacky Science Show, ages 4 to 12 on May 14th at 12 p.m. $5 a child, $2 per sibling. It'll take place at the Maplewood Community Center.
Yeah, I wish they were all big like this myself, but
Yeah,
they're not. The flyers aren't that great. And then I have to edit these too to make them like this. So
the Indie Art and Craft Show on Sunday, May 22nd, and on September 25th. Local makers, live music, good eats, 5805 Central in Garden City, Michigan, on the northeast corner of Ford and Middle Belt. Event sponsors, the Garden City DDA, and the Creative Soul Makery and Helium Studios are sponsoring.
yep. Jerry Thorne from Party Animals in there watching, says hello. He will be our guest in a few weeks. Looking
Yeah, we'll look forward to that. Somebody's going to win a nice trip.
Yeah, that Arts Beats and Eats.
Become a vendor at the Westland Farmers and Artesian Market. Visit www.westlandfarmersmarket.com to get the 2022 vendor application and market policies. Market runs from May 26th through October 13th.
Okay.
The Last Day Dog Rescues Shop and Adopt event will take place on Saturday, May 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Garden City Park at 200 North Log Cabin in Garden City. Meet adoptable dogs. There'll be 30 plus vendors there.
Wow. Good size.
Walk the beat with Rudy. He's our favorite dog.
Yep.
Join our Garden City Canine officer on his daily downtown patrol. It'll be on Thursday, June 2nd. Registration is 6 p.m. The waiver must be signed by the pet owner to participate. Dogs must be well behaved on a 6-foot leash. Please, no retractable leashes. Walk begins at 7 p.m. Rudy will lead the pack at 7 p.m. sharp. Questions, please call the DDA office at 734-261-2830. We're going to meet in the Garden City Town Plaza.
Weather permitting.
Yeah. Seeds and sprouts. Rain or shine, Maplewood Garden, ages 6 to 9, $5 for a child, $2 for additional kid. Join us for a fun and educational day of gardening on June 4th and Saturday, August 6th.
Yep.
Community Shred Day. Next one will be Saturday, June 4th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the City Hall parking lot, 6000 Middle Belton Garden City. Enter off Central from Ford Road. They will take prescription drug disposals, pills only, no liquids or needles.
Mm-hmm.
They encourage you to make a donation to the Home Pantry Food Bank and non-perishable foods, toiletries, and cash donations. One man's trash can be another man's identity. So you can bring like a baker's box of
Yeah.
papers to be shredded and feel a lot more safe.
Yep. Get rid of it.
Mom to Mom sale, June 4th to 5th, 9 to 5. In the Garden City Civic Arena, $20 a table. I guess that's it on that one.
Yep.
Surprise! Garden City High School Palm Tryouts, round 2. There was such a good turnout that we are having another tryout for the fall. Thursdays and Fridays, June 9th and 10th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Garden City High School cafeteria. Session would be August through February.
Yeah, season's August through February. Yep.
Season, okay.
Yep. For registration and further information, Garden City Palm Teams at gmail.com. All right. Not that. Not that.
Yeah. Adult leagues. Wiffle ball, Mondays, June 6th through August 8th. $150 a team, 6:30 to 9 p.m. Floor hockey Tuesdays, June 7th through August 9th. $150 a team, 7 to 9 p.m. Dodgeball Wednesdays, June 8th to August 10th. $150 a team, 7:30 p.m. And fouling, whatever that is, Thursdays from June 9th to August 11th. $100 a team, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Log Cabin in Garden City.
Fouling is bowling with a football. You throw football at the bowling pin.
I can't even get a round ball to hit those damn pins.
Yeah.
How am I going to get a football to hit them?
Yeah, it's fairly new. I think a few years ago they just come out with that. So
Okay.
this is a pretty good deal.
Westland Rotary Club is sponsoring a Detroit Tigers baseball suite raffle. The game is held on June 11th. It's the Tigers versus the Blue Jays. The raffle is going to be held on May 12th. Tickets are $20. Winner receives a Fifth Third Bank suite, accommodations for 18 people, 5 parking passes, and $300 food voucher. The suite is donated by the Fifth Third Bank. Contact Jeff at 734-261-5010 to get your tickets.
18 people, boy, you can have a heck of a party there.
You sure can, especially with all that food wrap stuff.
Right.
Camp Garden City Summer Camp, Monday through Friday, ages 6 through 11, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And June 20th to August 19th in the Garden City Park. $79 for a resident, $94 for a non-resident. More information and registration is online at gardencitymi.org/campgc.
Okay.
Music in the Park. 3 dates. Gordon Chevrolet is a major sponsor. It's located in the log cabin over there by the pavilion. The first one is June 23rd. St. John Smith will be performing.
Yep.
Next one is July 21st. The Smith Factor will be performing. And the last one is August 18th. Taylor Tucky will be performing. And this is accompanied with a shop and play event. So various organizations and individuals will be able to have a table to shop, tell about their what they're doing, raise a little bit of money. Kiwanis is going to be involved in this.
Cool. Yep. Let's hope for good weather as always.
Yeah.
This
The Autos for Autism. I would guess Kim mentioned that last week.
Yep, she did.
21st annual Autos for Autism show to benefit Berger School and students with autism on Monday, July 18th from 4 to 9 at the Garden City High School, back at our original location, 6500 Middle Belt at Maplewood. Live music by Bonnie and the Working Girls. Delicious food by R&J Smoked Meats. Merchandise raffles, lots of trophies, dash plaques to the first 200 entrants. Motorcycles are welcome, spaces limited. Register early. Register, sponsor, or donate online at www.autosforautismgc.com.
Yeah.
Visit our page at facebook.com, Autos for Autism, or you can call the co-chairs, Lisa Clark, 734-323-3010, or our own Kim Marquette, 734-812-1559.
Yeah, it's a huge event. And
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, the middle school is under construction, so they're going back to the high school. So yeah, space is limited. They're probably going to have to turn some people away. So you're going to want to register early for sure. And that's all we got, Mike.
Okay.
Pretty good. A lot of stuff.
Yes, there is.
Now, if we can just get them to make the flyers a little bit bigger for us. Right?
Yeah.
All right. You know, we're always looking for guests to be on the show, especially now during election time. Any candidate, just like tonight, interested in coming on the show, contact us today. We'd love to have you. It's very easy. Just email us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, or you can message us on Facebook. Doesn't matter what community you live in. We want to hear from you. For now, we'll be doing the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home or office. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization. You'd like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today. And we look forward to hearing from you. And we're 1 hour and 10 minutes in. And Mike, with that said, I think we're ready to call this a
podcast.
Special thanks to Wayne County Sheriff candidate, Mr. Walter Epps. Boy, he did a great job.
Yes, he did.
He's got quite the resume. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Once again, you can contact Walter at waltereppsforsheriff@gmail.com. And his website is waltereppsforsheriff.com. Also, a big thanks to my co-hosts, meteorologist Dr. Tom Iwinski and Kiwanis President Mike Jones. Great job as always. Mike, any final thoughts?
No, it looks like COVID cases are going up, but hospitalizations haven't really gotten worse, and deaths aren't worse. So,
and from
maybe we're past the pandemic and getting into the endemic phase of this thing.
Yeah. And from what I understand, the cases are pretty mild too, which is good if you're vaccinated.
Especially for the people who are smart enough to recognize that science is important and the vaccines work.
Yeah, exactly. Sherry Bauer, thanks guys for everything you do. Good night, Garden City. Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it. What do we got? I'm not getting them up there. Opal, good show. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tina Wing, bye. Thank you, Tina. Stacy, I'm in. Yeah, good show. Thank you. All right. Thank you all. You guys had some great questions tonight. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Also, a big thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your time with us. We really appreciate it. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook. So we hope that you'll catch it later at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late by going to facebook.com/GC Chat. We're also on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for GC Community Chat. You'll find not only this show, but all of our past shows as well. And while you're there, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the little red subscribe button or the bell. There's a bell there you can click on. We would appreciate it. And as always, we continue to thank all of our healthcare workers, first responders,
Absolutely.
everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. Can't thank you enough. Be safe. And we want you to know you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. That goes a long way. We are praying that relief comes soon so you can all catch a break. And like you said, Mike, the numbers are ticking up a little bit, but we're just going to have to hope for the best. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. Don't forget, we like to promote community unity, so let's be united and support one another. And please don't hesitate, vaccinate. And Mike, if you see something,
Say something.
that's right. We got to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to DrTomsWeather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website over there for all your weather information. It's really nice. We will see you right here next Thursday on Facebook. And we want to thank you for listening. Have a very safe and wonderful rest of your week. And good night. Mike, take care, bud.
You too, Terry.
All right. See ya.